And this morning's Scramble Flashback is brought to you by Downtown Stillwater.
Mark your calendars for Downtown Stillwater Bike Night. Hi, this is Amy Jo Frazier with Downtown Stillwater, and I'd like to invite you to join us from 6 to 9 p.m. on the first Tuesday of the month. Located at 8th and Main, these family-friendly events offer $1,000 in prizes, live music, and incredible specials. For more information, go to downtownstw.com or follow us on Facebook. Hope to see you in beautiful, historic Downtown Stillwater.
Stillwater's morning scramble. It's 8 minutes away from 9 o'clock. Steve Daniels and Stephanie Fry is in with Big Brothers Big Sisters on a Monday morning. Hi.
Good morning. How are you?
Why are you sitting so far away from me today?
Well, I brought company.
You did.
You know, there's only so much room for all of us in one spot.
That's true.
I moved over.
And you brought a special guest.
I did. Caitlin Lashley is here. She has been with Big Brothers Big Sisters in our office for about 10 months. And she actually comes to us from Southern Oklahoma, and
what's the town?
Keota, Oklahoma.
Very good. I've heard of it.
Yeah. Oh, really?
She was looking at me like you have no idea.
Exactly.
Does it have a Y in it?
No.
Right, I've heard of it. I didn't say I could spell it.
That's okay. I won't judge.
So get right up here, Caitlin.
So I'll let Caitlin tell you a little bit about what she does. She's been with us for 10 months, and she works with enrollment, which means, Caitlin, give us a summary of what that means.
In enrollment, I get to interview all incoming volunteers for both our school-based program and our community-based program. And I also get the privilege of volunteering the community-based children that come into our program and their families to make sure that we can find the right big for them. So I have to say that's probably my favorite part, getting to hear those kids come in and talk about the kind of volunteer they want and acknowledge that they need a little guidance and help in life. That's really kind of moving, and it makes my job feel worthwhile.
So do you do an interview with them basically and
Yes.
say, okay, what is it you like to do in your free time?
Yes, and they're very interesting to hear the kids. I had one boy tell me that he didn't care about the age preference of the big. They could be 42 as long as they were Tim Duncan. So.
I had not heard that one before.
Well, luckily he's close to 42.
Yes.
So.
Listen, we hear stories like this on a daily basis. She'll get out of her interview and she'll. What was the?
If you'd send something that to Tim Duncan, he might send him a note back or something.
Yes, I bet he would. Yes. Well, that's one good thing about being a program specialist, which is what I am. I get to see all facets of Big Brothers Big Sisters program.
Right.
I do the interviewing, and I also do match support, and I make the matches. And so it's good to kind of hold that kid's hand from the moment they come in to learn about what they want, and then see that volunteer come in too. So when I interview a volunteer and they're telling me about their likes and dislikes, that kid automatically pops into my mind. And so I kind of get to match them and make sure everything stays kosher and good, and then I make monthly calls to make sure that they're happy and healthy and that kind of stuff. So being a program specialist, I get to do something different every day, so I feel very blessed in my job.
And I was telling Steve, we're pretty blessed as an office, not only to have Caitlin because she's phenomenal and she sees the big picture as well as handles all the details so well, and works with the kids so well and the volunteers, but we had just in the last 6 months, we've had a married couple volunteer wanting to be involved in Big Brothers Big Sisters, and this is something that we've encouraged and worked on recruiting a couple because we have so many little brothers that need bigs. So sometimes bringing a married couple in, where husband and wife can be kind of a supportive team to one another in that mentoring process, is something that has worked in other sites. So I was thrilled when Caitlin told me just a few weeks ago that she said, I think that I have the perfect match for this little guy, and we're going to do a couples match. So tell a little bit about that, about this couple, and they're together now, right?
Yes. So this couples match came in last winter, and with me being new, it took a while to get them in and stuff like that, but we didn't really have the perfect kid for them in the program at that time. And it just so happened that as we were able to get them through, the right kid walked through the door. And during the interview, the child expressed to me, I'm so into cars. I want to be a mechanic. I want to customize cars. And he was an older little. And in our program, it can kind of be hard to match older kids because some volunteers come in with the mind frame that they would like a younger little. But this couples match, they came in, they were completely open on their preferences, and it just so happened that the husband was a car mechanic. and he actually customizes cars in his free time. He likes to rebuild them from scratch. And so when this boy came in, I automatically knew who I was going to match him with. Yeah. And when I did their match, I asked the boy before he got to meet the bigs, are you nervous? And he was like, no, now that I know they like cars, all I want to do is meet them. And I was like, that's great. So they had a really great first meeting. I got to talk to the bigs a couple of days after the meeting, and they were like, this went smoother than we could have imagined, and we have more in common with them than anything we could have possibly hoped for. And so that is something that I get to take pride in my job, is to make sure that these matches have the best chance of starting off well.
When you say an older little, you talking 10, something like that?
I'm talking 15.
15, really?
Yes.
Okay.
So we match in the community. We match from age 6 to 18. As kids get older, they kind of peter off. But like I said, when they come into the office, they have to tell us they want a big. And this 15-year-old boy, he walked in, and the first thing he did was pull up his chair close to my desk, prop his elbows up, and said, what kind of big am I going to get? And I said, well, you get to tell me what kind of big you're going to get. So he was very, very proactive in telling me what he wanted and what he was interested in. And I think the best thing is while he was honest about his interests, he was also very open about his preferences, because no matter what they were interested in, he did want to have a guiding light in his life. He was, I asked about age, no preference on age. I asked about race, no preference on race, that kind of stuff. And a lot of kids, they don't have any kind of judgmental bone in their body. A lot of kids don't, but I liked that he got to tell me about his interests, and it just so happened that I had the right people already sitting on the list waiting for him.
Pretty exciting stuff.
Pretty good. And is this going to be a trend now, you think?
I hope so. I really do. I encourage couples matches to come in, because it's something that couples can take part in together and make an influence on the community, and you're also making an influence on this child's life. A lot of them, they do come from unconventional family lives, and so it's good for them to kind of have two people that kind of have their stuff together and can be positive influence on them. And this was something especially that this child needed, because he was in foster care at the time. So
That sounds great.
It's pretty exciting stuff, the little things that go on in our office every day. And as Caitlin said, truly rewarding to see the light on a kid's face when you can tell that they're just really thrilled with the big that's in their life. Whether like this weekend I showed up at the match activity, the event that we held for Bigs and Littles. Caitlin coordinated this, and she was facilitating it on Saturday at Youth Fitness Zone. And I brought the pizza by so that they could have their little pizza party and take a break and then go back to the gymnastics. But what was really fun for me is I hadn't met all the littles that were there, or all the matches that were there. So there were about 20 kids, and Caitlin had them go around the room and introduce themselves. And they're shy to be around the other matches that they don't know as well, but they're not shy around their big. And just seeing that bond that's there, that closeness they have, it's just really cool to know that this is what we're doing, and this is making a difference in their lives. You can see it on their faces.
Made it worthwhile, huh?
It
Yes.
does make it worthwhile.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the big event next, Caitlin?
Well, we've been discussing going fishing. Apparently, that's a really hot activity for our matches during the summer, because they want to be outside. They don't want to be cooped up in the house. That's something that community base is all about, is getting out into the community and doing fun things. And so we had some people approach us and said that they had a lot of fishing equipment and they would like to take some of our matches fishing. And so that will be hopefully our next event that we're going to do.
Do you know where you're going to go? Because I got an idea.
No, we haven't discussed it. What's your idea?
Let's get you together with the folks at Lake McMurtry.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, it is a good idea.
Because
We might know someone that knows someone.
I know someone out there.
Very good.
And I think they would be great hosts to you.
Great.
So we'll work on that.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
That would be awesome. I tell you what, the kids love it. They really enjoy. In fact, especially the kids that are in the school-based program, they only can meet during
Right.
the school year. So the chance to have a group activity during the summertime allows them to see each other and not just text, not just call.
Well, Dan and Jared out there are on this show every Friday.
Oh.
And so we can tie you together, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And Jared is a big fisherman, so You
That
might
would
even
be
have
great.
now I'm finding work for you here. You might even have an important guide here. That'd be great.
Partnerships. See, this is why we come here. Steve creates partnerships. Thank you so much.
Don't know about that, but we'll see if that works. So, Caitlin, thanks for coming. Did we miss anything?
No, I
Before
think we
do page
covered
two?
it all. Yeah.
Very good. Well, nice of you coming in. Was this your first time on?
It was. This is my first time on the radio.
You
Thanks
did great.
for having me.
No, you did great.
Thank
so, hey, we'll take a time out, and then Michelle Charles will slide in, and you're gonna hang around, right?
Sure, we'll do.
And we'll be right back here. It's 9:02. It is a Monday morning, and this is Stillwater's Morning Scramble.